Hello, Fabulous Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of September 2016, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an exciting month it is for all of us, and that is thanks to the eclipses taking place. The eclipse, one right off the top of the month and the other in the middle. Now, the first one that takes place for you takes place at the very top of your sky, and then the second one happens at the very base of your sky, making it that much more of an important month. It is as if the month starts off and you understand something about the heights to which you desire to go and can go. And then we get to mid-month and the attention, the energy changes and focuses much more on home base and what is happening there. So let's take it one step at a time. Early in the month, we do have this eclipse happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your career. It has to do with a sense of achievement, accomplishment. It has to do with higher ups, bosses, interview types of situations, audition types of situations. And it also has to do with a sense of life purpose and being in alignment with a sense of life purpose. Now, eclipses ultimately do represent being brought back into alignment in at least one key area of life, and being brought back into alignment with a path that represents you moving towards a higher vision for your life. And so having the sense of a higher vision for your life and then being brought into alignment does suggest this is a time when a whole lot can change, and a whole lot can change very much to your advantage. So let's start with this first eclipse. What I will say is this can be really good for career. Really good for any kind of interview you want to do, any kind of audition that you want to do, but there's one thing you want to watch out for. Yes, it is a new moon eclipse, it's a solar eclipse, which means a new opportunity, a brand new beginning, a brand new possibility. But this eclipse is also speaking with Saturn and standing across from Neptune. And so as I look at this, plus the fact that Mercury's retro in this part of the sky, it does suggest that maybe there might be things here that are not so clear, things that are not so obvious, things that could be more obvious. Now, some of it might just be your own hopes and expectations, not necessarily being very clear. But this can also be, in all, to be very straightforward with you, this can also be misrepresentation taking place, okay? So I just want you to be a little bit mindful of that. Any new opportunities that do come up, just know that the fuller picture of what this opportunity will mean for you for the larger, for the foreseeable future, for the larger future, for the next few months, that will become clearer in the weeks ahead. But maybe right about now, it won't be crystal clear. Yet it is new, and yet it is a possibility. So for some of you, this will be the chance to interview for a job, a brand new job. It could be a promotion as well. It could be a new boss who also could enter the picture right about now. But again, there is this whole, this whole mix of energies that is saying some perhaps not necessarily seeing things so clearly, maybe some needing to really step up to the plate and put a lot of effort in when you don't know you're going to get that in return. You don't know if the financial piece of it is going to match the effort that you're expected to put out, the responsibility that you may be taking on. So these are all factors to take into consideration, and at the same time know that a more fuller picture will be revealed. So be patient with it. If something shows up and it looks amazing, it may be amazing, but it might end up being amazing in a different way than you anticipated. And it could be an opportunity shows up and you're really not so sure about it, and it's like your second or third choice, and in the fullness of time could end up being amazing. So, and amazing in a really amazing way, in a way that you would have wanted to begin with. So it's important to pace yourself here, and it's important to ask yourself if this is worth giving a chance. Whatever opportunity comes up, is it worth giving a chance to? Now, there is another way to look at the chart, which has to do with life purpose. It has to do with understanding sort of the higher level of what it is that you're meant to do, what kind of legacy you're trying to leave over the course of this lifetime. And if you're taking that kind of elevated approach, then this again can be a time when just when you think you have the answer, you realize that there's more to understand, there's more factors to take into consideration, and there's more to learn. So all of this is part and parcel with your pathway ahead. Now, as we move into the middle of the month, we are going to have another eclipse take place. This eclipse is happening at the very bottom of your sky, which does suggest changes on the home front. So this can be buying, selling, moving, new roommates. This could also be any kind of renovations or redecorations taking place. Now, we do have Mercury retrograde, which is good for doing things over again. But having this eclipse, and it is speaking with Mars, this particular eclipse, so it does suggest a few things to me. One of the things I thought as I looked at this eclipse was that it could be that just very quickly there are changes happening on the home front and you will have to address them. It could also be that there's a strong, like, sort of building frustration with a certain matter related to home. So it could be with your living situation. It could be with something that you know needs repair or needs renovation or needs to be dealt with, something you really want to change in your living space. It could even be moving, like there's a strong desire to move. Well, as we get to this eclipse, it does look like that desire is certainly very strong. And so you just want to be mindful of that. I'm very much of the belief that where we live, where we are, there is something very karmic about it. Wherever you are on the planet right now, that is where you are supposed to be. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have choice. Of course, you have a whole lot of choice. And there's a whole lot that you can do. But to have that level of acceptance as you first approach what it is that desires change can be a more effective way to create the change that you desire. So do keep that in mind. But as I look at this, it does look like around home front, could be the energy around home as well. Now, I'm sorry to say this, it's also very possible with this energy that it could be a matter related to your family of origin or possibly a parent, where very quickly you have to give it your full attention. You may not be able to be as effective as you may necessarily like, but it does require your presence and it may require your patience. That's only going to speak to a very small percentage of you out there, but you do want to keep that in mind, that if very quickly you need to be or you desire to be present for someone of your family of origin, that's okay too. And as I look at this particular energy, it does suggest, interestingly, that regardless of what transpires, and yes, there is an element there of feeling like you wish you could do more or you wish you had more power in the particular moment, regardless of that, within days following this eclipse, we have what astrologers like to call the luckiest day of the year. We'll have the sun meeting Jupiter, with Jupiter in a brand new sign, in a much more compatible sign to yours as well, in a part of the sky for you that has to do with friendships. And so as I look at this, it does suggest that people come through for you in a really big way, bring blessings into your life as well. So whatever it is that starts to transpire in terms of the home front, there's really so much support that's there. There's so much love that is there for you in whatever lessons present themselves to you. This part of the sky also has to do with comfort and feeling comfortable with yourself and in your own skin, because ultimately that is the ultimate home we have. It is the home that is truly our own. And this particular eclipse can help you take leaps forward in that quest to truly be comfortable and to be at peace, greater peace within yourself. What I love about this month for you is that there is a sense here of consequence, there's a sense of movement, and there is a sense of change. There's a sense that your life is being brought into alignment with that higher vision, and it is a higher vision that you are ready to live.